The main advantage of parliamentary form of government is that the executive and legislature work independently. It provides for continuity of policy and is more efficient. The executive remains responsible to the legislature. The head of government cannot be changed without election. So what's the main advantage of parliamentary form of government? See, parliamentary form of government means executives are responsible to the government. Also, executives are also part of the legislature. Executives are also part of legislature. Clear? Also, they are responsible to the legislature. So, answer is option C. So, why not A, B and D? A says that executive and legislature work independently. No. See, in case of a presidential form of government, executive and legislature work independently. But in case of a parliamentary form of government, executive and legislature work in cooperation with other. Why? Because ministers are also part of legislature. Our union ministers are also MPs. Clear? Our state ministers are also MLAs as well as MLCs, because they are part of two institutions or two organs of a state. So they work in cooperation with each other. So they cannot work independently. But it is possible in case of a presidential form of government. B says that it provides for continuity of policies and is more efficient. No. One of the most demerit of parliamentary form only this continuity of policies, that of continuity of policies. Clear? And D says that the head of government cannot be changed without election. See, in case of ours, a prime minister can be changed without an election, or a chief minister can be changed without an election. It is possible under our parliamentary form of government. So, answer to this question is option C, that is executives remain responsible to the legislature. Okay. The Parliament of India exercises control over the functions of the Council of Ministers through adjournment motion, question hour, supplementary questions. See, in our parliamentary mechanism, through various mechanisms or through various parliamentary devices, we are making the executives accountable to the legislature. See, through adjournment motion. What is adjournment motion? Getting the attention of the House. So, through this kind of various motions, we are getting the attention of the House. And also through question hour or through supplementary questions, we are asking questions to the ministers. Through that mechanism, we are making those executives accountable. So all these things are part of the parliament's control over the executive. So answer is option D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Consider the following statements. In the election for Lok Sabha or State Assembly, the winning candidate must get at least 50% of the votes polled to be declared elected. According to the provisions laid down in the Constitution of India, in the Lok Sabha, the speaker's post go to the majority party and deputy speakers to the opposition. Find the correct statement. See, first statement states that regarding Lok Sabha and State Assembly. So, what is the election mechanism? We are following we call it as first past the post electoral system. This system is used in the case of Lok Sabha as well as Legislative Assembly election. And this system says that a person who gets the majority number of votes is declared a winner. It is not mandatory that he or she should get at least 50%. No. Who gets the even if it's only 10% or 15%, whatever may be, but he or she gets the maximum number of votes out of the total candidates, he or she is declared winner. Clear? So 1 is a wrong statement. Regarding 2, according to the provisions laid on the Constitution, it says that speaker's post go to Lok Sabha, speaker's post goes to majority party and deputies goes to the opposition. No. Constitution has no such provisions. But as a part of parliamentary conventions, many times we have given the speaker's post to ruling party and deputies post to the opposition party. We are following it as a part of convention only, and the Constitution does not mention such a provision. Clear? So since both the statements are wrong here, our answer becomes, that is neither 1 nor 2. Okay. With reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statements. A private member's bill is a bill presented by a member of the Parliament who is not elected but only nominated by the President of India. 2. Recently, a private member's bill has been passed in the Parliament of India for the first time in its history. So, regarding 1, first of all, what is a private member bill? Private member bill in the sense, A bill introduced by a member who is not a minister. A non-minister is called a private member. He or she can be from either ruling party or from the opposition. But a member who is not a minister is called a private member. So if a private member introduces a bill, we call it as a private member bill. Clear? And there are separate mechanisms for introduction of the private member bill. Okay. And it says that they are not elected but only nominated. No, that is not the correct statement. A member who is not a minister is what meant by the private member. So one is a wrong statement. And two says that recently a private members bill has been passed in the parliament for the first time. This is no. Almost 14 to 15 bills has been passed. That is almost 14 to 15 private member bills has been passed under our parliament. So two is also a not a wrong statement because even in the first Lok Sabha itself, private member bills were passed. Okay. So since two are wrong here, answer becomes option D. That is neither one nor two. Clear? Out of the following statement, choose the one that brings out the principle underlying the cabinet form of government. So from these four options, we have to find out which is the suitable explanation for the cabinet form of government. An arrangement for minimizing the criticism against the government whose responsibilities are complex and hard to carry out to the satisfaction of all. A mechanism for speeding up the activities of the government whose responsibilities are increasing day by day. A mechanism of parliamentary democracy for ensuring collective responsibility of government to the people. A device for strengthening the hands of the head of government whose hold over the people is in a state of decline. The answer is regarding the collective responsibility. See, in case of a parliamentary form of government or a cabinet form of government, the most underlying principle is collective responsibility. Because all the members of council of ministers are collectively responsible because they work as a team. So the answer is option C, that is a mechanism of parliamentary democracy for ensuring the collective responsibility of government to the people. Clear? For election to the Lok Sabha, a nomination paper can be filed by anyone residing in India, a resident of the constituency from which election is to be contested, any citizen of India whose name appears in the electoral roll of a constituency, or any citizen of India. Do you think that any citizen can contest elections? No. Or do you think that anyone residing in India can contest elections? No, that is not possible. Is it mandatory a person contesting a particular constituency must be a member of that constituency itself? No, that is also not mandated by the constitution. So the answer is option C, that is any citizen of India whose name appears in the electoral roll of any constituency. It is not mandatory that a person contesting a particular constituency must be enrolled in that same constituency. No. Anywhere in the India he or she can be enrolled and can contest in any Lok Sabha constituency seat. So answer is option C. Clear? The Parliament of India acquires the power to legislate on any item in the state list in the national interest if a resolution to that effect is passed by. Okay, see, we have discussed in the classes that what? Under certain conditions, Parliament can make laws on a subject under state list. Among that one is Article 249, which says that if Rajya Sabha passes a resolution by a majority of not less than 2/3 members present and voting, under Article 249 it says that if Rajya Sabha passes a resolution and resolution it states that by a 2/3 majority, that is not less than 2/3 members present and voting, it says that in a so and so subject of a state list, Parliament can make laws. Then the Parliament can make laws on those respective subject under state list. Now move on to the answer. Lok Sabha by a simple majority? No. Lok Sabha by a majority of not less than 2 members? No. Rajya Sabha by a simple majority? No. Answer is Rajya Sabha by a majority of not less than 2/3 members present and voting. If in such a majority Rajya Sabha passes a resolution empowering the Parliament to make law on a subject under state list, then Parliament can make a law on that particular subject under state list. There are other circumstances also in which Parliament can make law on subject under state. When under Article 250, when national emergency is in operation, we have discussed that. Clear? Then under Article 252, if two or more states make a joint request. Then Article 253, what? To implement international treaties. Okay, could you remember that? Then Article 356, then presence rule is imposed on a state. So under these four circumstances, the parliament is about to make law on a subject under state list. Clear?